What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Matreiuss. Matreiuss the Great. His opponent today, most likely not Nigam. However, if Nigam is around and wants to verify that it is him, then we will call it Nigam. But more than likely a very, very strong Smurf playing on someone else's name here. We'll see how this game is going to go. King Nigam, for those of you who do not know, was one of the players back in Magyar's era who gave Magyar a run for his money. One of the few players who could consistently take games off of Magyar. And for those of you who don't know who Magyar is arguably the greatest of all time in Age of Mythology. He left mythology into League of Legends universe and became a pro player over there and played for, I believe it was the Why did I even try and say what it is? Something unicorns. I can't remember. Maybe someone in the chat can remind me. I thought it would come to me. I honestly thought it would. I know there's unicorns in there. Unicorns of UOL. Anyways, whatever. So he played for that. I don't know what he's doing. Unicorns of Love. There you go. He played for that organization. I don't know what really Nigam did since then. He's a incredibly strong French player, and would love to see it. Would love it if it is him, because he'd come back and show everyone the true powers. As we'll see how this game's going to go. Matreiuss with the Poseidon here against Loki. I actually think that this matchup is incredibly Loki favored. I think this matchup's incredibly difficult for Poseidon to play for the fact that the Herser and the Poseidon Hippocon are an incredibly similar unit. However, the Herser gets access, as Loki gets access to myth units and the free myth units, and the Hippocon do not. So in order to win this matchup as Poseidon, you have to take incredibly good fights. You have to take incredibly good fights, and effectively you have to also pick off his units, because what the Loki also has on top of the Poseidon player is he has a healing spring, which is a vitally important instrument in the matchup. So there are actually several ways you can play this that are not simply just spam Hippocon and then lose. You can go for like early hoplites in this matchup. Hoplites are really, really good against Herser because they've got high hack armor and high HP and decent damage. So they actually do well against the Herser. Not only that, if you tech through infantry, if you get to the heroic age, and when you get to the heroic age, you can immediately start producing Hapaspists to deal with those Herser really nicely. Now, Matreiuss is kind of more known for just wanting to outplay his opponent, and he doesn't want to go for any kind of cheeky strategies. Normally, he plays super solid. He does have a whole different range of strategies that he can throw at you, but he generally just goes for something that allows for outplays. It allows for kind of multitasking and all the good stuff that happens there. As Nigam over here, moving over into the corner of the map, going to be eating his gazelle. He's on the berries over here. He's got several different ox carts here, throwing the walls around his tower. It is a relatively low hunt Ghost Lake here, so we'll see what Nigam's going to go for. I wouldn't be surprised if he did something incredibly strange, like a fast second town center or something like that. Relic over here has been uncovered. The Trios bow here, +2 archer, ballista, Cairo ballista, line of sight and range there. That one's going to help out a little bit for the ballista, but not really much else. Definitely don't want to let Matreiuss pick that one up if you can. Whereas Matreiuss, oh, that's a huge relic there. The infantry hack vulnerability of Armor of Achilles here. Going to help out so much if you just decide to go for infantry here. So we'll see how things are going to go. He does have 7 villages on wood. So this to me indicates hoplite Toxotes, to be honest, from Matreiuss. So we'll see how that's going to go. As the Theseus wandering forward, going to start hacking away at the caribou over here. as Nigam goes up through for Seti, gets himself a troll. Going to be throwing down the longhouse and everything else. As we can move over here and see what is going to be built here from Matreiuss. We see double stables. So not really that much of a surprise, but double stables. Normally what happens is you build your stables, you get yourself husbandry, and then you take the villagers off of wood. You leave like 2 or 3 villagers on wood for houses and put everyone else onto gold here to make this work here from a macro standpoint. So we'll see if that's what Matreiuss is doing here. He does take the villagers off, doesn't get husbandry, but basically does that as he's getting some more houses done. Still trying to put some pressure over onto these villagers here as Matreiuss going to be pulling home with his thesis, not wanting to lose that and lose the relic here. Maybe he will be going after the Skraeling and then pulling back as the Hippolyta Centaur coming in onto this location over here. We do see the scout kind of in a weird spot. Probably should be on top of these caribou here, but not really there, as we do see the Ulfsark going to be getting taken out there. As we'll see what Matreiuss is actually going for. Just double stables, and that's it. 6 villagers on gold. Throwing a whole bunch more over onto the food here. Still no husbandry, it looks like, but he probably will be grabbing that soon. Villagers can jump onto the berries, finish off the lure here as well. Could potentially move forward and grab this hunt as well if he wants to be a little bit crazy. But right now, Matreiuss is doing this thing that I see quite a lot done by Greek players against the Loki. And it generally doesn't work if the Loki player just plays defensively here. Because what happens is you send your units across the map, and the Loki player at about 6 minutes will most of the time, as we are seeing a little bit of a housing problem here for Nigam, most of the time will have the advantage here. But it looks like Matreiuss has got a slight advantage in terms of units here as the Hearse are going to start taking this fight. Wouldn't mind seeing like a healing spring get thrown up over here as the Hearse are going to be sneaking through in onto this location. Going to be going for a little bit of a raid here, maybe a spy or something, as the villagers immediately going to start turning around and starting to shank this Hearse. You need to get a myth unit spawn here. This is an incredibly big investment for these Hearse. No myth unit spawn just yet. The Hearse are going to be retreating back. We see the medium Hippocon there ready to defend. We'll see how this is going to end up going here for Nigam, as he loses 2 Hearse on that raid there. Not exactly what you want to see. Doesn't quite have himself Hall of Thanes just yet. Yeah, it looks like he's not even researching it. Oh, now he's got Hall of Thanes, so now he can start engaging this, but he loses the house, which means no myth unit spawns yet again. But what you can do with this is you can, if you're housed, you can build the favor pool up and then go and raid with your Hearse, just 1 or 2, and you will get a myth unit spawn once that population pops up immediately on that unit that's attacking here. So that Hippolyta era is just going to town on the Hearse here of Nigam. He's having a really, really tough time in the early game here. Does he have husbandry? He does, so that's going to be a big help for him there. On the other hand, we see Matreiuss here on his herdables. No husbandry just yet, maybe forgetting to grab that one, as we are seeing a little bit more damage coming through onto Matreiuss. He's trying to micro this one, but he will be losing that Hippocon there. Nice play here, surrounding onto the back. You're going to take out the Centaur as well, as we do see an Einhyar spawn. Absolutely huge here to boost his Hearse's damage up, getting a whole bunch more damage done onto those Hippocon, as Matreiuss has to pull back here. And Nigam now 60 population with Hall of Thanes. Matreiuss 68 population here in a bit of a difficult position. One Hearse does fall down. Nice snipe there by Matreiuss's Hippolyta there, as he's trying to take this down. Another Einhyar horn coming off as those Hearse pop up to about 12 damage per second. Absolutely huge there in these fights. Beautiful micro here from Nigam, and another Einhyar spawn coming through, as that's going to get, not only does it boost the Hearse, but the splash damage comes through onto those Hippocon and does so much damage there, as the Hippolyta now getting targeted down, and it looks like Nigam will be able to somewhat win this fight, as Matreiuss loses his hero there, and Nigam's myth unit spawns are going to continue to come through that. Both of those Einhyar spawns were absolutely huge. It probably would have been similar if he had the Valkyrie as well, as we see the walls coming up over here. Will he be able to get it down in time? Trying to, ever so slightly, does manage to, but the loghouse, the ghost building coming in, trying to get a little bit of damage done, not quite able to make it work where that's concerned. We see a troll spawn, not exactly what he wanted to see. That would have been nice to get the Valkyrie one, but gets it nonetheless here, as as Matreiuss coming through in onto this position yet again. He needs to recoup his army losses and see where he can go continuing on in this game. Now, the thing is, though, that Matreiuss probably doesn't have a whole lot to worry about here for the moment. He's got gold in his base. He's got just enough food here probably to get to the next stage if he stops producing units. And he can probably start going into those heroic age units without too much of a worry of getting gold starved here. So we might want to consider cutting units at this point and just running around the map, causing some chaos for his opponent, and maybe getting watchtowers as well behind it. Same too for Nigam here. Nigam might want to consider the stopping production of Hursa as well, as the unit's going to push in onto this position, getting a little bit of damage done. One Hursa going to go down, but so too does a Hippocon go down, as the Troll going to be pulling back, as now Nigam's going to be looking for a little bit of raids coming through on the bottom side of the map. As now we'll see what Matreiuss is going to be able to find here. I think Nigam's got watchtowers. He does. So raiding Nigam at this point is going to be just a little bit difficult here, as Matreiuss is going to swing around here looking for something to do. We will be seeing that wall getting broken down here, and the gold villagers moving over onto this location here for the time being, as Matreiuss has to come in and defend this spot here. Do we see a heroic age coming through anytime soon? Not just yet. Houses coming down. Still no armory here for our Loki player. So it'll be just a little bit of time here as the wall comes down. You could consider taking this fight, to be honest. Plenty of Hursa here to take that, get that favor income here. As do we see that armory coming down? No, not just yet. Pulls off their house, but yeah, no armory just yet. But Matreiuss here going up through Dionysus here. Obviously, Dionysus makes a lot more sense. You get access to bronze. You get access to the stronger Hippocon. The idea of going through Thracian horses in this matchup is probably a little bit far-fetched, a little bit too much food income. Oh, sorry, food cost to get yourself Spirited Charge, Thracian horse, plus some armory upgrades and all the upgrades that come, or the line upgrades, I guess, that come through where that's concerned. So a little bit far-fetched to be going for that, but the bronze will help out, plus the idea of going straight to the mythic age here as well. It's not a bad idea, but it does look like that's exactly what Matreiuss is going for. He's got 4 villages on favor here, and he's going to be going for that Thracian horses. Not sure if it's going to be the best idea, because really all you need to do to counter Thracian horses as Loki is get yourself those Bragi upgrades on your Ulfsark. Not even Bragi upgrades, you just need one of them, and it's Swineray getting 100% bonus damage on your Ulfsarks versus the Hippocon. As Bragi coming through, I imagine that Nigam probably going to actually go straight to the Mythic Age behind this as well, as heavy Hippocon comes through immediately. Matreiuss is searching around the map here looking for some raids, but there really isn't a whole lot to attack just this location here. And Nigam's got this one on lock for the time being, as the villagers decide to sneak out onto this hunt over here. This is a very, very spicy hunt grab, as Matreiuss searching around the map looking for something to take out, and that's going to be a position to go to, as the gold mine does get spotted. Not a whole lot over there, as Matreiuss going to be retreating back here now. We see the Troll getting taken down there. Nice attack by the Theseus as the heavy Hippocon coming in onto this position. Bragi does get hit here for Nigam. And is Nigam just going Mythic Age here? No, he's producing some units here. He's getting himself the market immediately on this location. Farms are kind of set up over here as well, as Nigam going to be pulling back into his main base. We see the Hursa retreating out of here, looking for something to do. Not really a whole lot. They still see that both players still got all the gold they need in the home base, but they are both mining from just the home base. So there's going to be a really, really big raiding problem that's going to come in the next couple of minutes on both players' gold mines. You can see that Matreiuss has got the gold mines up the top and at the bottom. Same too for Nigam, but it's still going to be a difficult thing for both players to defend here. Do we have crenellations? No crenellations, but just retreating back here is not really a problem, as Nigam here, he's got his market up, his houses come down, buys the battle boar here. He's getting a couple of battle boar out. Does he have any armory upgrades? No armory upgrades through just yet. Another way to counter this is from both sides of this army to get yourself a slight advantage over your opponent is to simply just get yourself a copper mail and bronze mail here. It can be a really, really big thing. So you see some villagers getting taken down, some walls trying to get thrown up here by Nigam on this location over here, as the Hursa come in with a bit of a surround here. Bronze getting thrown down here, trying to force out some sort of a flaming weapons from Nigam, but not going to be falling. Well, he does fall for it, and then it's just going to be ceasefire. you just ceasefire, right? Or you can just retreat, I guess. Does he have the speedy Hippocon? No speedy Hippocon here, but it looks like he also doesn't have anything else here. Is he going Mythic Age? No. Is he getting upgrades? No. No more villagers on the favor here. Villagers over here. We see the Hippocon just simply going to be sliding out of this base. No problems here, but this is the real problem. Nigam going to be going through hell very, very shortly here. He doesn't need tier to level the economy. His economy is completely fine. He's going to go tier. He's going to have Fire Giant. He's going to have a Nidhogg. He's going to have an incredibly difficult army to deal with here in the late game for Matreiuss. And Matreiuss is just going to need a whole bunch of heroes out to deal with this as best as he possibly can. As Matreiuss picks off a unit there, retreats back with his Hippocon. Really nice play, in all honesty, here from Matreiuss. It really goes to show that if you be aggressive enough and you use your god powers well enough, you can get good trades out of god powers to force really, really important god powers to be used. So incredibly well played there by Matreiuss. The thing is, right, he probably could have gone Pestilence here and really, really hurt his opponent even more in the early game. Now that you think about it, it's like you think that ceasefire is necessity in this matchup, but in the end, if you play it well enough, it's not really. As the Hearths are going to be retreating away, Nigam is going through hell. He's got plenty of favor in the bank. If I was him, I'd stop producing battle boars immediately and throw a temple up on this location here to start making Fire Giant, putting pressure onto his opponent here. The other thing that he really, really desperately needs is a town center, a second town center up nearly immediately, because a lot of the time the Matreiuss would be Mythic Age, I would assume, but he's not quite able to get there. As the Hearths are breaking through on this location over here, we see more battle boards getting produced over here as the Atlanta does get taken down. And look at these battle boards are just so absurdly strong right now for a Poseidon player to deal with. It's almost worth it for Poseidon to just throw a fortress down in the heroic age so that they can rebuild their heroes without stopping their villager production. It is almost worth it. I mean, obviously, you could just get a town center if you were to get a fortress, but neither here nor there. As the army going to be pulling back, we do see these villagers sneaking this food over here as Matreiuss is going to be attempting to get to that next stage. Still building some units, but not that many, as Nigam going to be retreating back here. Do we see him grabbing a town center here at any point? We see the villagers up on this gold mine. Nigam doesn't know that there's a gold mine there, but he's going to be scouting that out nearly immediately here, checking out that gold mine to boot. There's Matreiuss here, swinging his Hippocon around, looking for some defense. Nigam, on the other hand, just a little bit of idle time as he's making the Fire Giants out now. He's still got that Nidhogg. And look at this. If he sends his Ulfsark in here and he spots the gold, he can literally just click Nidhogg to push off this gold mine. And that's exactly what he's going to be doing here, it seems. There's the Nidhogg coming down. We do see the raids coming through now for Matreiuss. Oh, beautiful little ghost building getting thrown down there by Nigam, trying to prevent those Hippocon from getting anywhere, as the Hippolyta is over here to push that Nidhogg away. But I imagine now Nigam's just going to move in onto that location there and have a great time, as these he doesn't really need that many units over here to defend this. As the Fire Giant comes in here, going to try and take this out. The Battle Boar is going to prevent the retreat yet again, as there's another Battle Boar going to come in here and possibly prevent that retreat as well. It helps that one out, but looks like everyone else is going to fall here as the town center is going to get taken down. Nigam now moving in. Is Matreiuss going Mythic Age? Yes, he is. Artemis on the way, and this is a really big power spike for Poseidon in this matchup. And it's vitally important that Poseidon gets here and gets a good earthquake here. And if you're on the Loki side of things and you realize that this is coming, I think there is actually an argument for Loki to actually build his farms, like back here, and just build his buildings around his town center. And not just Loki, but also Norse in general against Greek, because earthquake on your home town center is so absurdly obnoxious to deal with. If you get yourself fortified town centers and get yourself masons with like 5 buildings around your town center, which is like this one, this one, this one, and this one, and maybe this one as well, then that earthquake doesn't really do a whole lot. But we'll see how things are going to go, because really at this point, Nigam should be able to push in and push off this town center and this gold mine to boot very, very easily. But he is really taking his time here in this game. Potentially maybe one Herser over onto this location would kind of do it as the town center comes through. How the armory upgrades looking still non-existent as the Nidhogg flies back in here. Going to attempt to take these units down as the Nidhogg does see the town center going up here. And Nigam says, no, not today. Time to push in. There's the ceasefire coming in as Artemis does click through as well. You got to maybe think about grabbing this town center over here if you're Nigam right now through this town center. That's probably what he's going to be doing. Matreiuss, on the other hand, he's sending villagers forward, doesn't have the resources to put this town center up right now. Maybe he probably doesn't need to put it up here. Probably if he did, it would be in a little bit of trouble at this point. The town center will come up for Matreiuss. He's still trying to just hold on in this game, leaving us Hippolyta in the back here. We do see the Hippocon ready to move in on this position over here. Nigam here, does he have some upgrades coming through? No. This earthquake is going to clean up nearly 10 houses. I think you can position the earthquake here, clean all of these houses up. We don't see any upgrades coming through for Nigam. This is going to be so brutal. He's got an ox cart over here that he can just bring back. We do see the Herser coming back in anticipation for this earthquake coming through. But this is going to be so brutal. Wait, did Matreiuss even go for it? He's just leaving his Hippocon over here. Looks like Nigam's just bringing his Herser back to grab this town center, going for 4 town centers and trying to hold here. As maybe Matreiuss is thinking he needs to hold on to onto Earthquake to try and grab this town center here, as the villagers all get pushed back into the main base. Nice raid there by Nigam. As Nigam's going to push forward. He's got a lot of myth units here. The question is going to be, can Matreiuss afford to get out Polyphemus here to try and take them down? So you see the longhouse going down over here. The other longhouse might fall as well as the Hippocon goes down. A hill fort getting thrown up in the middle of the map here. And honestly, maybe Matreiuss not clicking Earthquake here straight away. Maybe would have been better to go through Hephaestus here to bolster that economy a little bit, allow him to catch up, get some advantages with the armory upgrades in order to try and push out and just utilize the armory upgrade advantage to try and get a town center back instead of Earthquake. We'll see if it's going to work out for him though. As Nigam gets himself 4 town centers here. Still no fortified town centers. Still no upgrades on his buildings. So Earthquake is still going to be a very big problem here. As the Hippocon moving in onto this position, going to be looking to grab a raid onto those units in the back here. Still no upgrades on those Hippocon there from Matreiuss. He's got 7 villagers on favor at this point though. As the Polyphemus comes in, going to bash away that fire giant. You kind of just have to micro it to bash the fire giant and move on to the next closest one. It's kind of the only real way to do it here, as the Theseus doing so much damage over here. We do see the Herser trying to come in, trying to bash down that Polyphemus, and they will be able to pick off the Polyphemus really fast here, as a ton of Herser moving in to hold this fight. As the Polyphemus does take down a handful of myth units there, but will be falling, as now Matreiuss has to pull back yet again. He's getting out his Atlanta here now. Still no, well, now he's got the fortress out. Now he can get himself another Polyphemus. He's trading the Polyphemus out of the town center, which I think is probably a little bit of a mistake here, as the Hippocon looking for a little bit of a raid onto Nigam's resources. But Nigam's just not losing any military here. He's killing off Matreiuss military, and he's just pushing through, and it's just so hard for Matreiuss to hold on to at this point. Nigam here, 145 of 180 population. 180 population. Very little resources in the bank, so if he does lose some units, it's going to be really, really tough. As the Chimera Tyrant coming through here, trying to get some special abilities done onto the Fire Giant here. As it's kind of is a counter in a way to those Fire Giant, but there's just plenty of Herser here, as we do see the Earthquake coming down onto this position, but he doesn't hit all the houses. Nigam only loses a handful of houses and his town center here. Do we see any units in the main base here for... no, we don't. No real units in the main base here for Nigam to put that back up, but I don't think Nigam's going to care. He's got 2 Mountain Giants out here at the moment from Mountain Giant spawns, and in that moment there, Matreiuss decides to tap out, not able to continue in this game, getting pushed off the gold mine by the Nidhogg. That push was absolutely terrifyingly huge there from Nigam, and Matreiuss just could not hold on here in this game. Just showing that, honestly, Loki is not a bad pick at all. He might have 1 or 2 bad matchups, but in general here, and maybe not even having those bad matchups, just not really has the meta developed in those matchups to a high enough level. But Loki can get wins in any situation here. This was a relatively low hunt Ghost Lake here, which technically should favor the Poseidon player's Hippocon, but it just didn't in any way, shape, or form here. And even with Matreiuss managing to make Nigam waste his flaming weapons, just could not make it work. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider